Good evening and welcome to the Formula Europe Group B race. You join us tonight at the Austrian Grand Prix. We're currently through 4 minutes of qualifying, and as you can see, the tricky conditions on track. But a quick introduction to my teammate is always. Good evening, Malk, and have you recovered from Group A's race on Monday evening?
Hello Craig, I'm slowly trying to recover there, but it was absolutely fantastic on Monday night, and I'm hoping Group B's race will be even better. And we have just seen the fastest lap by Stig F1 PL for 1 minute 17 flat. That is a great lap in the wet. I bet your throat's killing.
I'm actually okay, but very impressed with Stig's opening lap. He's currently 1.1 seconds ahead of Matuf in the Mercedes, so very impressive opening qualifying lap in very treacherous conditions. So Stig certainly beginning to set down a marker for the race. And of course we're yet to receive the weather report from race control on what the conditions are going to be at this 50% race distance, the 36 laps around the Austrian Grand Prix. And it looks as if Pomaro has actually got the closest within 0.2 of a second. So Pomaro, apologies if that is mispronounced. And wow, I think you said it all there, Mark. I think you said it all there, Mark. Stig in the Toro Rosso, going even quicker, followed by Emmanuel. He's sticking within 0.2 of a second. So Stig from the Liga F1 team, followed by Emmanuel from the F1 Legend Drivers team. So very impressive at the moment with 6.5 minutes remaining. But the big question is, can anybody get within touching distance of the front two drivers, Mark?
At this stage, I can't see anyone doing it. Oh, we just nearly got close to one with Sabo.
Yeah, I think Sabo's certainly improved. He's currently up in third position at the moment, but still 7/10 down on Stig F1 PL on provisional pole. So Sabo impressive in the Ferrari, but still a big gap from Stig F1 PL.
Oh, he's done absolutely a fantastic lap. I bet he's just retired from Top Gear to do this, Craig.
Yeah, he's certainly trying a new career change as he's just come into the pits. So Stig probably happy with that few opening laps, and Matuf also coming into the pits, but Promaro staying out in the Force India. He's just coming up to turn 4, looking to get under braking. Yeah, very tight to the apex, so great braking control in hazardous conditions from Promaro. But Sabo still on track in the Ferrari, just coming round turn 9, and I think he's backing out of it. Oh no, he doesn't, he stays onto the track. So very cautious through turn 9, possibly just lining himself up to begin a hot lap, and he's just setting a 1:18.4, down by 1.3 seconds on his previous lap time.
Yeah, he's just trying to build it. Oh, he's just gone a little bit wide on turn 1 then.
Yeah, certainly misjudged the braking point and the conditions, running a little bit off track at turn 1, and he'll probably receive an invalidation. So Sabo having to go all the way around again for another attempt, but has he got enough fuel? There's certainly time in the session to come back into the pits, put on a new set of wets, and a little bit more fuel on board and have another try.
Yeah, while you was watching that, Craig, I saw Case Cage did a 1:17.7 earlier. Christian Styles just going to the pits now, but he did a good lap there. But will Stig F1 ever get beaten? Will Emmanuel try and beat his time? And it looks like... Oh, I thought he was coming out of the pits then. Sorry.
Well, I think, as you were saying that, Emmanuel must feel that he's got a chance to actually catch Stig. The gap's only 0.2 of a second, and Stig is actually coming back out on track. So I don't think Stig feeling too comfortable at the moment. He's certainly coming out to defend any competition for that pole.
No. As you've seen the new times now, Craig, do you reckon we'll hit the 15s?
I think that's a big ask. I think it will depend whether we get a drier racing line, and certainly with the cars going round track it will lift the water, and we might eventually get a dry racing line, but whether we go into the 15s is another matter. Bonner on the exit of turn 1 really struggling with the traction, really struggling to get the power down in that Red Bull. He's currently down in 8th place at the moment, setting a 1:18.3.
I'm just watching Lib now coming up to the last 2 corners now. At the minute he's in 11th place with 1:18.9, but I want to go back to Stig a bit because he's about to start his lapping now.
Yeah, he was just coming round turns 9 and 10 very cautiously there. Just opening up the gap to himself in the car ahead, but Sabo in the Ferrari, he looks as if he's setting a set of intermediates. So Sabo in the Ferrari team possibly feeling that the track is drying enough to go in intermediate tyres.
I don't know. I still think it's still full wet situation, Craig.
Yeah, it does look as if there's a lot of standing water, and Stig F1 PL still setting reasonable sector 1 times on the wets. So it could be I mean, I don't think Sabo's got anything to risk and everything to gain, so he's certainly trying something different, and why not?
Risking it for a biscuit.
And Emmanuel did come back on track in the Force India. He's just coming round turn 9, lining himself up for the best exit he can out of turn 10. So Stig just coming round turn 7 in that right hand of turn 8, really struggling with grip in these tricky conditions. And Christian Style gets out the way, stays off the racing line. Stig just coming through turn 9 a little bit. Oh, the car struggling at the front of the Toro Rosso, then struggling at the rear. Out of turn 10, can he improve? Doesn't. He's down 6/10 of a second, but the question is, where's Emmanuel? Emmanuel just coming round turn 3 on the main DRS straight. Can Emmanuel improve and close that 2/10 gap?
Well, we'll find out in a bit, Craig. I'm just watching Z Pro Moro passing Pirelli now, coming up to turn 7, which is Worth Curve now. We've got yellow flags on sector 1 now.
Yeah, possibly somebody running wide there, possibly out of turn 1.
So, still watching Z Pro Moro coming up to turn 9 now, coming up to turn 10 on the last corner.
Well, Ribeiro actually did improve on his sector 1 time in the Renault, so it was only a couple of hundredths of a second. If he can improve, he might actually catch Sabo in the Ferrari. Manuel just coming round the final corner. It takes provisional pole. Emmanuel Miguera takes provisional pole, leading Stig by 3/10 of a second. But Stig is actually down on his time, so I don't think can he get across the start finish line in time to get another opportunity in a hot lap. Drop to second. Oh, he does not improve. He's down 1.2 seconds, so possibly making a mistake on that lap, but he did cross the line before the checkered flag mark.
Yeah, I think he crossed over, and Kaysen has retired on track on, I think that was the first corner. Yes, it is the first corner.
Yeah, yellow flag sector 1 as a result of that retirement. Promaro did improve. He's actually up to 3rd, dropping Sabo down to 5th because Matuf also improved. So Sabo not making the correct choice of tyre, I believe. Promaro coming round turn 10. Can he improve on 3rd? It does improve his lap time by 2/10 of a second, Mark, but does not improve on 3rd. But the big question is Stig on a hot lap. It does look as if he's slightly down in sector 1. Oh, sorry, apologies, that was sector 2. It was slightly down as he comes round turn 9, allows the car to go wide at the exit of turn 9, comes round turn 10 perfectly. Can he improve and retake pole position from Emmanuel? He doesn't. He did improve on his time by 1/10, but
I do apologise, Craig, sorry. I was just
No,
watching
not
my
at all, not at all, Mark. Although Stig did improve on his time, he just couldn't get close enough to Emmanuel Megera. So great lap from Emmanuel Megera in the Force India, and he's leading qualifying by 0.2 of a second. So an absolutely almighty lap.
Just a bit. That is just absolutely fantastic. I didn't expect that. Stig just come out of nowhere. He like put his professional pole, but then somehow Emmanuel just like, here you go, I'll take that, thank you very much. And he did a fantastic lap. We nearly got 15th, Craig, and I did guess.
Yeah, we almost made it, and fair play to Sabo, trying something a little bit different with tyre choice, but he just couldn't get it working. The track just was not drying quick enough for him.
No, I believe it's going to be very interesting tonight because we just do not know what the weather's going to be like still. We're still waiting for the confirmation and stuff, but...
Yeah, and we don't know what strategies that each team's going to employ.
Yeah.
So we've got Emmanuel Megera from the F1 Legend Drivers, he's holding on to pole. You've got Stig from Liga F1. You've got Zapromaro from the F1 Legends Drivers. So F1 Legend Drivers team have P1 and P3. So it'll be interesting to see if Zapromaro will come into play on the clean side of the track. Obviously, of course, if we've got a dry race. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
It'd be very interesting as well, Craig. I just want to see if they capitalise. I mean, it's like, remember F1 Italian team on Monday night, they had a good qualifying session, but I'm hoping that they can kick off, but they didn't have a good start at the Group A one, but I'm hoping it won't be lightning strikes back on, but this time for the F1 Legend drivers, and I'm hoping they'll capitalise on those positions, but to probably 1-2 finish. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so that is qualifying brought to a close, and we will wait for that transition into the race. The big question is, what weather will we have, and who's going to secure the first position, second position and third? And it looks as if it's going to be a dry race, Malk.
Oh, yes, get in. But would you have liked to have seen mixed conditions though? Same with Monday night.
Well, we did have that on Monday. I think just having a little change, a dry track all the way through, so that we can actually see these drivers flat out through the race. And because we had a wet qualifying, it will be a free tyre choice. So it'll be very interesting to see what strategies each driver employs, as well as will team strategy come into play as well.
I reckon the teams will have had their strategy sorted, see what position they're going to be in, what they're going to do, how they're going to capitalise on the other team's mistakes. Will they try and improve, or hopefully there won't be any issues tonight, but we'll see how it goes in the Group B of the Champions League of the Formula European League. Formula Europe, sorry. I'm trying to say leagues all the time, because all the leagues stuff. So, very interesting. The top three, Craig, super softs.
Yeah, I think the top three drivers opting for the one-stop strategy, possibly going over to the soft later on in the race. But it'll be very interesting to see the pace of Matuf on the ultras very early in the race, and it might be a bit disadvantaged starting on the dirty side of the track, with Sabo on the super soft starting on the clean side. And it'll be very interesting, and I'm certainly hopeful that we get a clean turn one, so that we get all drivers through turn one without any issues.
Yeah, hopefully. Do you reckon there'll be a few Bonzo moments, or do you think they'll wait until the DRS straight, obviously?
Well, these are all certainly very experienced drivers. I think they'll only risk it if they feel that it's going to come off. You know, I think most of the drivers will play the long game, and you're seeing drivers such as Christian Style, Andre's down in 10th, and F1 Sinu Delmaz all on the soft tyre, so they're looking to go quick late on in the race, and possibly hoping that the drivers at the front and middle of the pack trip each other up.
Be interesting, because these guys are like the proper, I say professionals, like, they're really good drivers on the know system, so hopefully they'll capitalise.
And we are just waiting for the final car at the back to go into the grid slot, and we're almost underway. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Go! Oh, there's a bit of a slide from Emmanuel in the force as he pulls away, but he stays ahead. Looks at the Mercedes on my tooth with the ultra soft tyres. Moves up the inside at turn 1, but Supromaro, apologies again, actually has him covered off for P3. Stig trying to move round the outside at turn 3 on Emmanuel, but got some cover on this contact in the back between the Ferrari and the Mercedes. I think that was a Ferrari of Kaysen, and I'm not sure what Mercedes it was, but the drivers bunch up going into turn 4 in the McLaren on the inside of Ferrari. That's Christian style in the soft tyres, an absolute fantastic start.
But Matthew's dropped that. No, sorry, he's moved up. No, he's dropped. Pick up positions. Oh my god.
And the top 3 drivers getting away very cleanly, and actually starting to open up a 1 second gap to Bonner on the ultra soft tyre, with Christian style 1.4 seconds down in McLaren on the soft tyre. But there's a train developing between Kaysen and the Ferrari. Kaysen and Sabo both in the Ferrari with a McLaren, a Mercedes and a Renault behind, so it's almost a six car train.
Choo choo, come on!
Sabo having a little look on the inside of the fellow Ferrari at 3, and Kaysen went deep, so Sabo alongside Ferrari. He looks as if he's got ahead, and that is vital because he's on the super soft tyres, so he can go longer. So great move from Sabo in turn 3. And McLaren of Andreas just trying to go down the inside at turn 5, but Matthew's looking to go round the outside at turn 5 and the inside of turn 6.
But Lib? Oh, I thought he would have got inside. But Matthew's still holding 8th, Craig. While you're watching now, still watching the top 3 drivers, and they're pulling away, avoiding all the back. Look like a McLaren gone wide then. DRS is enabled.
Yeah, they won't get it on the pit straight. They will have it after turn 3. So Matthew positioning himself behind Kaysen, down the battle for 7th and 8th, but Andreas just behind by 0.2 of a second on the soft tyre.
Oh my god!
Yeah, slight lock up from Matthew on the run into turn 3. Andreas had to back out as well. So Andreas playing the long game, not wanting to risk any damage to the front wing, but Sabo on the super softs all over the back of Christian style on the soft tyre. I don't imagine Christian style will battle too hard.
No, just as you said, regarding the front wing for Andre, he did lose a bit of it when Matthew did break late, and Andre broke late as well. So he has got a little bit of front wing damage, Craig. And Lib! Oh, what a move! From turn 9! Oh, he just sweeps past Andre then. But
yeah, certainly utilising those ultra soft tyres, so maximum grip for Libero at this stage of the race. But Matthew gets a great exit from turn 1. Will we see a run on Kaysen into turn 3?
Could be.
Yeah, Matthew looking to go round the outside at turn 3. Look at it, just carry that extra pace round the outside the corner and gets it done, and he will have DRS as well, so he can use that to open up the gap to Kaysen behind. But Libero down in P9, looking to get a move done on the Ferrari, slightly ahead in P8.
Oh my god, this is absolutely fantastic. And it's only that ball, Craig.
Yeah,
This is 501 dash.
Sabo and the Ferrari mark still stuck behind Christian Style on the soft tyres. So, despite being on the harder compound, Christian Style have the great pace and the McLaren at the opening 4 laps.
Oh, Lib.
Yeah, Lib trying to emulate what he did the previous lap down the inside at turn 9, but Casey's very wise to it.
Oh my God, Craig, this is absolutely intense moments, and I love it. Oh, come on.
Stig's starting to rein in Emmanuel Megera. Gap now 0.3 of a second. Oh, Stig slight loss of traction on the rear tyre that allows Megera to open up the gap slightly, but Stig with DRS starts to come back at him. But there's a little look on the inside, but Emmanuel in the Force India just covers him off.
I'm just going to go back. Oh, great battle from the top 2 here, Craig. Absolutely fantastic. But while you're watching that, Craig, I'm going to watch the back. Lib is closing in on Kaysen for 8th place. Oh, he's...
Yeah, difficult to overtake on turn 6, 7 and 8, possibly looking to go down the inside at turn 9 or even turn 10, or possibly just wait for DRS, but he's got a great exit at turn 8.
Will he do it?
Oh, yeah, no, he's just having a little look, he's just teasing Casey at the moment. He's going to try and bring that pace round turn 10, a little bit of a slide from the rear end, and the front tyre's not wanting to cooperate, but just cannot close down Casey on the run up to turn 1.
Oh, Casey's gone wide. Oh, this may be Libo.
Yeah, Libero might feel that he's got the better run into turn 3 round the outside. Casey looks to go defensive, but Libero looks to take the greater pace round the outside and he's got it done. So Libero, great overtake again up to P8.
Fair play, guys. This is brilliant. I'm not saying about my tooth. It's this driver, my tooth. Going past, try and get past Sabo now.
Yeah, certainly Sabo's inability to get past Christian Style has put him into the clutches of Matoof down in lap 6, and this is not where he's going to want to be. He's on the super soft tyres. He won't want to battle Matoof, who's on the ultras, too much and destroy his own strategy.
No, hopefully not. But F1 Simu, F1 Simu Demos is trying to close the on case on 9th. But I'm going to go back to Matoof.
Yes, that gets a better entry into turn 3. He had a little bit of a tighter entry, but Emmanuel Megera got the better line. Better run off the line. So Megera defending very well from a fast driving Stig with DRS. Matoof still continuing to challenge Sabo, but even with DRS he's really struggling to get past despite being on the quicker tyre, and we're almost reaching that stage, the end of the first stint, approximately between lap 10 and 12. So Matoof possibly having another 5 laps at the most to get the move done on Sabo.
Yeah, he's going to try and do it as quickly as possible, but while you're watching that, everyone's seeing Damos. I thought he was going to go on the inside 2K and then, but he's got a little bit wide. Hopefully he get a better exit. It looks like he had a better exit then. Oh my god, not enough. Kaysen's still on the standard, while F1 Simu Damos has got on the rich fuel.
Yeah, and F1 Simu got a very good exit on turn 1 compared to Kaysen. And that's allowed F1 Simu to just tuck in the toe to Kaysen and possibly getting an attempt into turn 4.
Yeah, I'll see how it goes now. He should have DRS, yes he has. He's going to try and get past Kaysen, but yeah, he hasn't got enough. Oh, late braking there.
And despite having to defend against Matoof, Sabo's starting to rein in Christian Style. So Sabo getting closer, and this is vital for trying to neutralise the DRS that Matoof has. So if Sab can get within that 1 second, get DRS himself, then it'll make it easier for him to defend Matoof on the ultras.
Yeah, hopefully. They're coming past turn 10 now. Oh, Stig's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So So that's damage.
Yeah, and that gives Manuel Miguera a 3.8 second advantage.
Yeah. Just trying to see if there's any other battles going on.
Yeah, Matuf on the run up to turn 3 all over the back of Sabo, dives to the inside. Can he get alongside to try and control the turn? So looks as if Sabo goes deep in turn 3, but he's got the better exit. And he's actually coming back at Matuf. Matuf has the inside line at turn 4. It's all about who's going to be the bravest to break the latest. Oh, look at the both drivers broke late. Matuf's still on the inside line for turn 5, but Sabo will have the inside line for turn 6. And Sabo gets the Ferrari. Yeah, he's got the Ferrari ahead, but the Renault of Libero is just behind.
The Renault of Libero. Will Matuf get past Sabo?
Yes, Matuf opening up the corner at turn 9, looking to carry the more pace. Sabo compromised his racing line into turn 9, but remains ahead. So good defending from Sabo so far.
He's done absolutely fantastic. Oh, really hold on for 6th place. But Libera trying to close in on Matuf.
Yeah, and Stig's actually taking 3/10 of a second out of Emmanuel. The gap back down to 4/10 of a second.
Oh, F1 Simo closing on Kaysen again. But Kaysen nearly lost his car then on before the first DRS straight.
Yeah, not able to put the power down as much with the soft tyres.
While you're watching that, the Matuf and Libera. I do apologise for the pronunciations wrong. So, will they hold on? Coming up. Oh, Kaysen's got a 3-second time penalty, Craig.
Yeah, Stig looking on the inside to Emmanuel at turn 1. Just couldn't get close enough. So Stig starting to rein in Emmanuel Miguera. And they're up to turn 3, so just coming round this little kink at turn 2. Stig initially looks outside, goes to the inside, and Manuel just parks his car in the middle of the track and continues to defend very successfully against Stig.
Yeah. Matuf Sabo. Oh.
Yeah, Matuf. Matuf, I thought he was being cautious there, but Sabo went deep again, and Matuf almost caught him sleeping.
Oh my god. Oh, come on. Oh, he looks at the inside. Oh my god.
Yeah, thought there was a little gap on the inside at turn 4. Sabo just began to close the door on him. So again, Sabo inviting but then closing the door at the same time. Matuf looking to get the better line and exit from turn 7 and 8 possibly. Get a decent run down to turn 9 and 10. But Sabo looking very, very comfortable through turn 7 and 8. Oh, Matuf runs slightly wide, possibly through the dirty air.
F1 Simon has got a time penalty, Craig.
And Bonner does come into the pits. Possibly damaged front wing, I think. No, I think that was a scheduled pit stop from Bonner, and he's went on to the soft tyres, so Bonner possibly going to the end of the race.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Matuf almost runs into the back of Sabo. He couldn't press that brake pedal hard enough and just locked up the front tyres, trying to warm them up again. I think possibly picking up some marbles on the dirty side of the track.
He hasn't got much fuel, Craig, so I don't know if he's trying his hardest to get as close as possible on the DRS straights.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Malk. I think Matuf's done everything he could to try and get past Sabo, but just could not find a way past that Ferrari.
No, I don't know if he's going to go to he's going to the pits.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that should promote Libero up to 6th place, but Libero follows him in. So both Matuf and Libero on the Ultras coming into the pits.
Oh my god. Oh, come on! It's so Stig closing on Emmanuel then. Oh, come on.
Yeah, it does. It definitely gets close in the run up to turn 3. but just can't really maximise that exit, and that allows Emmanuel Nogueira to defend very well against DRS. So if Stig can find a better line into turn 3, getting a better exit, then he's going to give himself a really good chance on the run down to turn 4. Or he could opt for the undercut.
What would you go for, Craig, if you was in this position?
Undercut. I would go for the undercut. Yeah, if I'm really struggling to get past the driver ahead and I'm on a similar race strategy as him, I would definitely go for the undercut.
Okay.
Because what's also going to come into play is that Stick has a 3-second time penalty. So he has to get ahead of Emmanuel and open up a 3-second gap.
Yeah, he's got to, Craig, he's got no choice. But both drivers are about half a lap fuel left. So I don't know what they're going to do afterwards, but see how it goes. But with Christian Style, at the start he had a fantastic start and he's moved up to 4th on the soft tyre. So
yeah, and what will be interesting with his race is he can go onto the quicker tyre, whereas everybody else could be on the soft. So Christian Styles certainly not out of this race yet, and certainly in contention for strong points tonight.
Oh, definitely.
So Stig's starting to drop off from Emmanuel. The gap now 1.2.
Oh!
So possibly an issue for Stig during that lap.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt there, Craig. Bono just went past Andre. I don't know if Andre's got I can't say. Oh, Andre's got a front wing damage.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. On the right hand side, front wing damage for Andres, and that certainly simplified that overtaking move for Bonnet on the outside of turn 5.
I was going to say, what a move. Andreas has pitted now, so he'll probably have to go on the super soft, I think, or probably do 2 ultras.
I think he may, yeah, he has. He's went for the super soft, so he may try and risk going to the end of the race. It's going to be a tough challenge, so we might see him go for maximum effort on the super softs and then crossing over to the ultras later on in the race. But with Stig starting to drop off from Emmanuel, it could be the vital time now for Stig to come into the pits. It doesn't, it actually stays out, so Stig's still thinking he can catch Emmanuel on this tyre strategy.
Oh, it's close here, Craig, absolutely close. But don't get me wrong, these guys have been absolutely fantastic tonight. And they're just pulling away from like, the rest of the group. And it's like 6 seconds, sorry, 6 seconds, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself then. Yeah,
Stig has a 6.3 second lead over Promaro, followed by Christian Style 9.6 seconds behind. But as I said earlier on, Christian Style can cross over to the ultra soft tyres and hopefully use those tyres to the best of his advantage, or best of his ability, to put himself into a strong position, possibly challenging for the race win.
I think isn't the pit stop normally about 20 seconds, 24 seconds?
I think it's about 23-24 seconds in Austria. Emmanuel could be throwing a dummy. He's going to the inside line here. Is he throwing Stig a dummy to go into the pits? He isn't, so Emmanuel goes into the pits followed by Stig, and this will probably be the soft tyre for both drivers. And Promaro stays out on the super soft tyre. That'll move him up to first, followed by Christian Style, who's coming round turn 9 down the hill to turn 10 at the moment. So Christian Style will move up to P2. And Sabo on the supers also comes into the pits from 5th.
What time will he go on? Will he go on the softs, which I'm guessing he should do anyway?
Well, Emmanuel Nogueira has actually just come back out ahead of Stig, of course, but just behind Christian Style. So Emmanuel Nogueira comes out in 3rd. Stig, F1 PL comes out in 4th with F1 Simu yet to pit, moving up to 5th with Bonner, and 6th Matuf and Libero down in 7th and 8th respectively. Sabo after that pit stop in 8th. Case Cage in 10th. Gets in, big mistake at the exit of turn 1. Onto the grass, losing his front wing. And Andres will just be rubbing his hands with that, and that is an easy overtake for Andres, moving up to 11th. So
what
big
mistake,
Kassen actually on the exit of turn 1 looks to be that he lost traction. Or possibly went wide. I didn't actually see him lose it, but it's certainly onto the grass on the right hand side, making contact with the barrier, losing his front wing.
Craig, we've got another battle going on. We've got Emmanuel closing on Christian Style.
Yeah, Christian Style soft tyres are 18 laps old, with Emmanuel Miguera's tyres 1 lap old. So I don't anticipate Christian Style fighting too hard at the moment on the run up to turn 3.
No.
Yeah, it certainly gives the inside line to Emmanuel Miguera.
That is a good move from Emmanuel. That is crucial to this Austrian Grand Prix race tonight.
Certainly utilising that fresh rubber. Making the move fairly easy, having DRS as well, and he'll be hoping that Christian Style can act as a buffer between Emmanuel Miguera and Stig, who's actually battling out for P1 at the moment. Christian Style possibly could go another 6 laps before having to pit for the Supersofts, but Matouf all over the back of the Renault of Libero. He's down 4/10 of a second as we come through turn 6. Libero running slightly wide, Matouf taking the cleaner, tighter line into turn 6.
While you watched that, Craig, I just saw the events before you saw that. It looked like Matouf just hold on a little bit, let Libero get past. So this is going to be very interesting on the last corner now. He should have DRS. Yes, he has. He's got DRS. But very interesting tonight here, Craig. Absolutely fantastic driving from everyone.
Yeah, it looks as if Libero and Matouf, I think they came in round about the same time, so their tyres are fairly close in degradation. And Matouf with DRS, could he make a run into turn 4? It looks as if Libero has a safe enough gap over Matouf as we run down to turn 4. Libero running slightly wider than Matouf, certainly both drivers locking up the tyres. Stig does move up, moves up to P2 going round outside, and he ran slightly wide at turn 9, but it was unlucky enough that Christian Style now pits. So Christian Style certainly pitting a bit earlier than anticipated. So this could be for the super soft tyres. It's not, so Christian Style going for the ultra soft, hoping that these last 16 laps.
That is fair play to him, he does last it. But
and it looks as if he's going to come out just behind Sabo, so he'll come back out in 9th. But if he gets close enough, he might get DRS off Sabo on the first attempt at the first attempt at the DRS after the pit stop, and he does. So he was within DRS activation. Can he get a good run in Sabo on the run to turn 4?
Doesn't look like he's going up. No, there's a few car lengths.
Possibly those ultras not up to race tyre temperature yet. But he got a better exit, but he looked as if he lost rear traction as he began to put the power down at the exit of turn 4. So unable to get a move done on Sabo yet, but I don't think it's going to be too long. Christian Style on the quickest tyre compound and certainly fresher tyre.
Yeah, hopefully they'll probably get another DRS straight here coming up, Craig. F1 Simo has pitted, so he's going to go for the ultras, I believe.
Yeah, well, we see Christian Style making a move on the inside at turn 1. He's got DRS, but he just cannot get close enough on the run down to turn 1. So Christian Style having to remain patient as the battle between Libero and Matouf continues slightly ahead. So Christian Style has to get this move done before they begin to catch Libero and Matouf, and Saab can start to get DRS and defend with that. So bit of pressure on Christian Style at the moment to get this move done as quick as possible. Has a little look on the inside at turn 4. I think he's going for the cutback at the exit of turn 4, but just can't get the better exit in comparison to Sabo.
I just saw F1 Simo just went past Cascade. That was a beautiful, beautiful overtake, and fair play to him. But Christian?
Yeah, Christian style all over the gearbox of Sabo. Got the exit of turn 8, looking to go round the outside at turn 9. Can he pull it off? Oh, there's inches between drivers, both drivers giving each other enough respect. Oh, fantastic move from Christian Style round the double right-hander that is turn 9 and 10.
But while he did that, Craig, Sabo did lose a little bit of his front wing on the left-hand side because of that last corner. So hopefully that doesn't compromise his straight line speed. I'm hoping not. But
yeah, and Sabo has F1 Simu on the Ultras just behind by 0.8 of a second, so Sabo could drop down to 9th with F1 Simu on the quicker tyre.
Yeah. Oh my god. Our throats are going to be killing after this again, Craig. Oh, this is great. Absolutely fantastic race. And I'll keep repeating, but these are the best drivers from the best sides, and they're all competing in the Champions League. And this is Group B as well. So fair play. Oh, everyone Simo! Sabo! Oh, come on! Everyone Simo! Oh, what a move! Oh,
yeah, Simo using those Ultras, getting the best traction round the outside at turn 9 and 10. So Sabo certainly struggling with front wing damage, but he's no choice but to go to the end of the race.
No, he got no choice.
Matuf still holding position behind Libero. The gap holding at half a second. He will have DRS from turn 3 down to turn 4, but again Libero seems to get the better exit out of turn 3.
Yeah, Libero and Matuf, both on the same league side, they're still holding on as teammates to try and hold on for 5th place and 6th respectively, but they're going to watch out for Christian Style on the Ultras as well as F1 Simo, and he's going to try and catch up to them. Oh, the last 13 laps.
Being teammates, I don't think Libero and Matuf will battle too hard, and I'm sure that they'll do their best to try and hold off Christian Style on the ultra soft tyre.
No, hopefully not, and hopefully they don't want to ruin each other's tyre wear and stuff, but hopefully that'll be okay. But as things stand, Emmanuel still in the lead with Stig second, Zed Pro Mauro in third. So as things stand, F1 Legend drivers will have a fantastic start in the Champions League Group B.
Yeah, Christian Style took 0.7 of a second out of Matuf over that last lap, so Christian Style starting to get closer, almost within DRS range of Matuf ahead.
Yeah, we'll see how Christian Style can catch up to Matuf, but he's going to have to try and do a wrestling style here. But we'll see. But this is not the wrestling, this is the actual F1 now. But will he try and get onto Matuf? He got a good exit there from turn 8, but coming on to turn 9 now.
Christian Styles took another 4/10 out of Matuf's time. Oh, he's now 8/10 and he's got DRS, so Christian Style on the run up to turn 1 will get closer to Matuf, and possibly we might see an overtake into turn 4 again. Another heavy braking zone after a DRS straight.
Sorry to interrupt, Craig. Christian Style, because he's pushing on the car and trying to catch up to the others, he's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So, as things stand, if F1 Simo does not have penalties, but I don't think he has, I think Christian Style will drop down to 8th. For Cascade.
Yeah, and that would actually put the F1 Simu team all together, so all 3 drivers from F1 Simu team will certainly be close together.
That'll be vital for the point situation.
Yeah, Christian Style just going over the curb slightly deep out of turn 8. So definitely pushing very hard on lap 26, 10 laps remaining of the Austrian Grand Prix of this Group B race. Christian Style within 0.3 of a second of Matuf ahead in the Mercedes. Can the McLaren driver Christian Style get a move up towards turn 3 and then get DRS and possibly attack Libero into turn 4? He's just too far ahead. Will he do under braking? He doesn't. So Christian Style taking a very cautious approach at the moment, but Matuf just tucking in behind teammate Libero.
Yeah, he's trying to hold on for dear life here. Sabo's done the fastest lap of 108 flats. That is a really good lap. Really good lap. Oh my god.
Yeah, Christian Style all over the back of Matuf coming round turn 6, but this overtake won't be easy with his teammate ahead as well. So Christian Style may have to do something a bit unorthodox to get the move done up to P6. Oh, there's a little look on the inside of turn 9, thinks better of it. Oh, yeah, thinks better of that move into turn 9. Just waiting for the DRS straight out of turn 10. Oh, he's got the toe, but because Matuf has the DRS, he just can't use it. So, because Matuf has DRS, it's neutralising Christian Style. But Christian Style, great exit from turn 1, comes out with the toe, goes round the outside, a little squeeze from Matuf. Christian Style needs to go round the outside at turn 3. Matuf gives a lot of room, and it allows Christian Style just to come round the outside at turn 3, but Matuf not giving up, trying to get the toe from the McLaren to run down to turn 4.
Yeah, Matuf hasn't got much fuel, that's why he slowed down a little bit, but Christian Style has got a little bit of fuel from Libero as well. But will Christian try and catch up? He'll go to try and do the same as what he did with Matuf. Said Pro Maro has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, but Christian Style.
Yeah, again having a little look on the inside of Libero at turn 9. But what's also important, Mark, is that if he gets a move done in Libero, he doesn't have to work too much hard to catch Bonner ahead, because there's only a 3-second gap between Libero and Bonner, and Christian Style goes up the inside at turn 1, runs slightly wide. Libero trying to get the better exit to come back on the inside, and they run up to turn 3. It's wheel to wheel between the McLaren and the Renault. Oh, who's going to break latest? Oh, the Renault driver of Libero decides better of it, and he certainly does not want to risk any damage. So Christian Style moves up to P5 in a space of 2 laps, with Bonner 3.1 seconds ahead.
That is just absolutely fantastic driving.
And while that was going on, Mark, F1 Sumo Simu overtakes Matuf, and he's on the hunt for Libero in P6.
Oh my god. Oh, this is absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You just don't know what to say next to you, Craig.
F1 Simu is starting to close down Libero. The gap now 0.5 of a second. So F1 Simu on the ultras. Will he get a great exit out of turn 1? Oh, a slight lock of the front tyres. Doesn't seem to compromise his exit speed too much. Oh, gets a fantastic exit, but I think that's team orders. It's team orders down at F1 Simu team, and that allows Delmas to chase Christian Style.
Oh, it'll be F1 Simu versus F1 Legend drivers.
Yeah, you're right there, Mark. Certainly Libero receiving team orders to free up F1 Simu and get chasing Christian Style in that McLaren. So certainly a very strategic decision there.
I think that would have been a great move for that one. But will Christian hold 5th in style? I hope you get that, Craig. So we'll see how it goes. With I think Matuf and Libero holding on for 7th and 8th now. Will Simu try to close in on Christian now on turns 9 and 10?
I think Libero and Matuf will just hold position. They're not under any pressure from Case Cage behind. gap 20 seconds. So I think Libero and Matuf will just hold position and they'll bring it home safely.
Yeah, I hope they do. But I'm sure they'll be alright, but with the Ultras, hopefully they'll try and hold on. Oh, F1 Simo's trying to close in on Christian Star now. Oh.
Yeah, and he'll have DRS down to turn 4, but he ran slightly wide at the exit of turn 3 and he just wasn't able to get the power down as he'd like.
No, I just want to say a quick note, make sure you do your Driver of the Day votes, guys, on Twitter, from the Corner Europe Twitter page. Make sure you vote who's your driver of the day. It will be until the end of this race. We've got 5 laps left, so get them votes entered as quick as possible. Sorry, Craig, carry on.
No, not at all, not at all. So certainly important to get the announcement for the driver of the day in, and we'll certainly receive the results at the end of the race. Simu is still chasing down Christian Style. The gap holding at 0.5 of a second, but with DRS he's closed it down to 0.3 of a second at the exit of turn 1. He's just tucking in behind Christian Style, getting the toe, and he's actually getting dragged up towards turn 3. He's got a great run, and Christian Style on the run up the turn 3 on the inside line. Oh, will he get the elbows out? The slide wheel banging. And that's put Simu out of the race. So contact between Christian Style. Looks as if he was actually beginning to T-bone the Mercedes of Simu. An absolute disaster for the F1 Simu team.
What would you say about that, Craig?
Certainly it began with a bit of wheel banging. I don't know if it was maybe a bit of side pod glitch, I'm not sure. But although it was a disaster for F1 Simu Delmas, the Matuf and Libero certainly profited from the contact, moving back up to 5th and 6th.
Yeah, that was just, as you said, wheel banging on turn 3. And I think because...
Yeah, and I think that will be getting investigated at the end of the race by the shooting team.
Yeah, they're going to have to get that checked, because that was just... let's just say... I won't say it.
Yeah, we'll certainly wait for the steward's report and the steward's decisions at the end of the race. But meanwhile, we continue with Libero in 5th, with Matuf slightly ahead by 0.3 of a second. Both teammates, of course, so we don't anticipate any driver compromising each of their teammates' race, especially when they've already lost one teammate to a DNF at the incident of turn 3 on lap 32.
It's kind of like, you know, that F1, the F1 Italian team on Green Bay on Monday night, where one of the cars was just lost it completely on turn 8. So
yeah, it was just unfortunate. Yeah, so I think both Libero and Matuf will just be looking to score reasonable points. Just try to do the best that they can, but all the while that battle was going on in the midfield, Emmanuel Miguera continuing to control this race over Stig F1 PL, the gap 5.3 seconds, and after penalties will be applied it will be 8.3, so 3 laps remaining for Emmanuel Miguera to bring the car home and take the race victory. So 3 laps remaining. Can Stig do anything to put himself in a position to challenge Miguera for the race win? Promaro down in 3rd with Bona in 4th, Libero in 5th, Matuf in 6th, Cage in 7th, Sabo in the Ferrari in 8th, Andres down in 9th, Christian Style after that contact with F1 Simu Delmas in 10th, and Kaysen down in 11th. So the field is a little bit spread out at the moment, Mark, apart from teammates Libero and Matuf.
Correct. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if them two would do a little bit of a battle, but obviously team orders, they don't want to risk it for a biscuit here. But as you said about Stig trying to catch up to Miguera on first place, I don't think he will, because he has got two lots of penalties of 3-second penalties. So I don't think Stig will try and catch up to Miguera within the next 3 laps. So and I'll say it again, guys, if you've just joined us, please vote for your driver of the day. We've got 3 laps left. Make sure you vote it in the Formula Europe Twitter page, and we'll be announcing it at the end of the race. So make sure you do that, guys.
So we are on lap 35, Emmanuel Maguera beginning the penultimate lap of the race. Stig dropping off slightly, the gap now 6 seconds, with Zed Promaro down in third, 12.3 seconds behind Stig. So it looks as if Emmanuel Maguera should bring the Force India home, and it's an absolute fantastic result for F1 Legend drivers. They currently hold on to P1 and P3, so a very strong race from the F1 Legend drivers, and I'm certainly sure all the members at the F1 Legend drivers racing site will be delighted with that result tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and also third place as well with Zed Pro and Maro as well, so that they'll have a really good advantage points in the Champions League Group B, Craig, and it's going to be absolutely epic with the next race coming up soon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and certainly the F1 Simu team will certainly want to right the incident tonight. So Emmanuel Maguera begins the final lap of the 36th lap Austrian Grand Prix of the Group B race, and it's absolutely an absolute masterclass from Maguera tonight, taking the pole in wet, tricky conditions, and it looks as if he's just going to bring that Force India home to secure the race win for the F1 Legend drivers team.
He's done, as I said, as following on from what you said, Craig, he has done an absolutely fantastic job, and as you said earlier, the F1 Legends drivers side will be absolutely, delighted, and it'll be like a pat on the back, have a drink afterwards, this is what you need. You need a good start, and that's what you need. And fair play to Maguera, fantastic drive. He's just took his race from start to finish. And fair play to him.
There's going to be a delight at the pit lane with the mechanics cheering on as the checkered flag comes down for Emmanuel Maguera. He takes the Group B Austrian Grand Prix race win, and Stig in the Toro Rosso, unable to close down that gap, will take second place, with Zed Promaro on the teammate of Emmanuel Maguera in the Force India will take P3. Bona will come round turn 9-10 in the Red Bull and should take P4, with Libero and Matuf securing P5 and P6 respectively.
Yeah, they've done a really good job holding on those cars there. Oh, Lib was missed out on 4th place, Craig, by 4/10 because of the penalty situation.
Oh, and he might be kicking himself once he sees the final classifications. Case Cage comes round in the Haas, secures 7th. Sabo takes 8th. Andres in the McLaren will take 9th.
Even Sabo was close as well. They'll be kicking themselves after.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what the stewards decide in terms of incident between Christian Stiles and Delmas. So as we just wait for the top 3 drivers to come out onto the podium, and it is absolute delight for Delmas, who takes the top podium step. So fantastic race victory for Emmanuel Maguera takes the top step. So fantastic racing for the F1 Legend drivers team with his teammate in P3.
Fantastic, absolutely.
So the final classifications are: Emmanuel Maguera takes the race win, followed by Stig F1 PL. Zed Promaro takes 3rd. Bona will secure 4th. Libero, as you said, Mark, just misses out on 4th, but will secure 5th. Matuf will take 6th. Case Cage takes 7th. Sabo will finish 8th. Christian Style provisionally in P9 unless the stewards deemed that a racing incident and there was no further action. So we shall wait to see if there's any stewards' decisions after the race. Andres will take 10th. Kaysen will take 11th, with F1 Simu Delmas receiving terminal damage with the incident at turn 3. Absolutely fantastic race from start to finish. Certainly a lot of action up and down the grid, mainly in the midfield, but a fantastic qualifying performance from Emmanuel Miguera meant that he was able to secure pole and just lead the race from start to finish and securing the race win.
It's absolutely fantastic. I know I keep repeating, but that was just one epic race. And this is what I said earlier, the best drivers battling out for the top, for the Group B, Group A, of all the Champions League, of all everyone. It's just absolutely fantastic driving, and keep going, and that's what we need to do, and it's just keep on going. I'm just speechless because that was just absolutely epic, and fair play to Miguera for that, from start of the qualifying to the finish of the race. It's just absolutely fantastic. So
Okay,
Yeah,
just
so
just a moment. We are going to invite the top three drivers to some interview. Just a moment, because I have to invite them, and in that few seconds, the audio of the part is not going on live.
right, okay, mate.
okay. So we're just waiting for the drivers to join us for a press conference for the driver interviews. So hopefully we'll be joined by Emmanuel Miguera and Sergio Marin from the F1 Legend Drivers and from the Liga F1 team Stick F1 PL. So it'll be really interesting to hear the drivers' viewpoints from qualifying and the race. Certainly, their thoughts leading up to the race and during the race, and obviously their reactions after the race, particularly with Emmanuel Miguera with that race victory. Malk, just before we were joined by the top three drivers, what was your most outstanding part of the race? What was the most memorable part for you, Malk?
Memorable part. I think there was like that train, wasn't it, at the first 5 laps, wasn't it? Up in the DRS straight, there was like 5 cars battling out for like fifth place, and it was just absolutely fantastic. And there was some really good overtakes, and I'll tell you what, fair play to these guys. And there's so much you can talk about and stuff, but also, how about you, Craig? What was your best moment of the race?
Yeah, some very interesting overtakes at turn 3, but we just want to quickly welcome your race winner from the F1 Legend Drivers team, Emmanuel Miguera. Congratulations on tonight's race victory. I'm wondering if you can share your thoughts and your feelings at this moment, securing the race win in the Group B race at Austria.
Okay, I don't know if understood. Emanuele, hai capito?
Sì, ho avuto un gran passo, guida spettacolare, però preferirei parlare con anche perché c'è il mio padre di lato.
Ah, ok. Infatti ti sento bassissimo.
Parlare anche inglese, ma preferirei italiano.
Ok, allora proviamo, dai, dici in italiano e poi magari senza fare frasi troppo complesse, perché se poi te le devo tradurre potrebbe essere un problema. Aspetta, andiamo piano perché io sennò. So, he didn't expect it rain in qualifying session, and with a bit effort, because he didn't have a wet setup, managed to do the pole position. Then, ok, poi in gara. Okay, so during the race, Stig was really close for all the first stint, and after the pit something happened, and he lost some time, I think because of the entering into the pit, and after the pit it was out of DRS, and this make it easier to take some seconds and secure the win. I don't know if what I said is completely correct. I just tried.
And you did secure driver of the day with 80% of the results of the votes, and it looked like an absolute masterclass for tonight's race. Can you share with the viewers how you prepared yourself for tonight's Group B race? Did you put in any particular extra practice, and did you work out an overall strategy with your team members?
I lost the target of this question, sorry.
Okay, I was just sharing with Emmanuel Megera that he...
okay, I didn't understand who was the question. So, allora...
for Megera.
Yes, allora sempre a te Emanuele, la domanda era se avevi preparato una strategia particolare principalmente.
No, era soltanto per andare su super e soft.
Ok, quindi diciamo it was quite standard strategy tried during your training session.
Right.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel Megera. My next question for Zed Promaro. It looked as if you just missed out on P2 in quali, but you had the clean side of the track. Was there any point where you felt you could have challenged Stig in turn 1, or were you taking a more conservative approach in the race, just looking to maximise a team effort?
Yeah, translate. Lo capisci? L'hai capito? No, perché io pure faccio un po' di difficoltà, quindi spero tu abbia capito la domanda.
Mi dispiace per te, ma no.
Okay, so the question is, Craig. The question is about the strategy and if he was conservative in the first stint.
Yes, that's correct.
Ok, and so, allora Mauro, la domanda era sostanzialmente come è andata la tua gara e come hai gestito inizialmente, perché l'abbiamo visto anche un po' in controllo in alcuni punti.
Parto dalla qualifica?
Sì, se ci vuoi dire anche della qualifica, sì.
Terzo posto inaspettato, mi aspettavo più un quarto, quinto posto, però tutto sommato va bene. Poi in gara mi sono distanziato dai guai e entro nel pit, stavo per prendere 5 secondi, però è andato bene. Poi il secondo stint è stata tutta gestione, non volevo rischiare di prendere tagli inutili e ho portato il terzo posto a casa.
Okay, so during the qualifying session he didn't expect that result, P3 I seems to remember, and during the race he takes some risk at the starting part with almost taken 5 seconds of penalty entering into the pits, and after that he decided to control and secure the third position in the end, avoiding any corner cutting and so on, even because there are the requested laps after the race, which could be quite quite a problem for Okay, I don't know if Stig has reached us into the party.
I think he's actually left the lobby as well.
Ah, okay, I don't
So
know
I'm not
it
sure
because
if
I'm in the lobby, so I don't see who is in the party.
I just want to say congratulations to the F1 Legend Drivers team.
Yes, so
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Congratulations for securing P1 and P3 and certainly putting yourself in a strong position for the rest of the races. I want to wish both drivers the very best of luck for the rest of the championship and certainly look forward to any further racing that they compete in here.
Vabbè, sostanzialmente va fatto i complimenti. abbiate pietà di me.
No. Capito.
Ok, perfetto. Craig, we can go with the driver of the race.
Yeah, so Emmanuel Miguera was voted the driver of the day with 80% of the votes, and Christian Style was voted second with 10%, tied second with 10% of the votes, with F1 Simu Delmas tying with Christian Style with also 10% of the votes. The rest of the drivers didn't receive any votes during the race. So congratulations to Emmanuel Miguera for the race win, the pole and the driver of the day. So all three, fantastic.
Insomma, ha fatto proprio a plena, ha fatto oggi. Ok. So we can remember the next appointment, which is Tuesday of the next week, with Group C, Apex Online Racing, F1 Nation, and okay, I have to remember the other two teams. Territorio F1 and Iberica Racing Team.
Well, we'll just bring tonight's stream to a close. I just want to say congratulations again to F1 Legend Drivers team, especially to Emmanuel Miguera and Zeb Romaro. And we hope that you join us for Group C race next Tuesday evening. So thank you to everyone who took the time to join us for tonight's live stream, and also those who took the time to comment on the live stream as well as casting the votes for the driver of the day. Thank you to everyone. Just want to say thanks again to Formula Europe for giving us the time and the privilege to commentate on tonight's spectacular race. And it is a good night from me, and good night to you as well, Malk.
Good night to you as well, Craig. See you later, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.